I'm Mark Fernandez, and this is Franchising with Fernandez.
Today we're at the Perth Franchising Expo. We're going to interview some key brands today, and we're going to look, learn and listen to what their offerings are. We're going to ask them how much it is to get into their system. We're going to ask them what locations and what areas they're looking to take on franchisees, and more importantly, what you need to do to get into franchising. So how do we help you? Well, at BDA, we're looking to help you select each of those franchise businesses. We can help you disseminate all the tough questions, break through all the noise, and make your life easier. So let's go have a look, learn, and listen to some of the interviews and some of the brands here today. And today, my special guest is Andy Reid, the Chief Development Officer for Poolwerx. Andy, welcome.
G'day Mark, how are you?
I'm wonderful. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
All right, so the burning question that everyone has is how much? How much does it cost to get into franchise?
Oh, mate, we get asked the same thing on a regular basis, and I think at Poolwerx we've got a number of different entry levels. So if you're looking at a greenfield territory, it's $97,000. That includes all of your training, all of the equipment to set you up, except for the vehicle.
Right.
So the vehicle's on top of that.
Yep.
So, and typically they are about $30,000 or $40,000. So that's a turnkey type scenario for greenfield.
Yes.
Having said that, there's a number of other different entry points as well.
Okay.
So you can buy a territory that's got some existing business. That's typically similar to the greenfield, but with a 20% charge for the additional revenue that you might pick up.
Yes.
Or then we'd look at buying a going concern, which obviously you pay as a multiple of the EBITDA.
Okay, great. So that gives us the surface or the level entry for investment.
Yeah.
Now let's talk about some fees. What are the royalty payments, marketing levies, all the kind of nitty-gritty?
Mate, well, look, we're a high service model, so we are designed to really support our franchise partners. We call it shoulder to shoulder.
Yes.
So we've got over 40 support staff. They're constantly travelling and visiting our partners, and I guess our fees reflect that. So we've got a scalable fee model. So if you start off quite small, you're looking at 11% as your royalty and 4% for marketing.
Okay.
Having said that, as you grow your business, there's incentivisation there. So your fees will drop to 10, 9 and potentially 8% over the life of your time with Poolwerx. Now that marketing stays at 4. It's really important to grow your brand. We are a brand leader in our industry, so we see that that's important to keep at that 4%. So they're the fees.
Wonderful. And the term, length of the term?
Yeah, mate, our franchise agreement, it's 5 plus 5 plus 5.
Right.
So every time you buy into the system,
Yes.
you get a new franchise agreement. That's the brilliant thing about us. You're not buying an aged franchise agreement. So you get the full term every time.
Great, wonderful. So now let's talk about where are you looking? What locations, what areas are you looking to put franchisees in?
Mate, the really exciting thing about our brand, so the industry is growing. There are more and more pools going into the ground, and more people are looking for support in looking after their pools. So we've got this double whammy of growth. It's brilliant. And so we see that there's constant opportunity within the business. We're dividing territories, we're growing new territories. Perth is an expanding marketplace for us. In fact, this week we've got a franchise partner starting in Broome.
Right.
So it's a huge opportunity up there with commercial business.
Yes.
So the truth is, I won't get nailed down to one particular territory, but everywhere we turn there's opportunities. So I think it's a case of wherever you live, we'll find a spot for you.
Okay, so if I'm a prospective franchisee and I think this is a territory that we should put a Poolwerx franchisee in, can I come to you and say, hey Andy, you should be here and I'll be the franchisee?
Yeah, mate. Well, look, it depends on the situation. We've got, Mark, we've got a fairly broad coverage, but the truth is there's lots of opportunity within that coverage.
Right.
So a lot of our partners are looking to capitalise on their initial investment, so they can divide territories, they can move into different territories. So yeah, it's just a real good time for us.
Right, wonderful. So now the $1 million question.
Yeah.
Why should people come and choose you? What's your differentiator?
Look, I think like a lot of leaders in the industry, we've built our brand over time.
Yes.
We've made the mistakes that you need to make to work out what will work in your system.
Yes.
We've got a proven track record. We've got a very good model. We know that our cost of goods is stable, and we have great return on investment for our margins. We know that our rent base is not a high rent base. So we don't need to be in some of those major shopping centres, which keeps our rent costs down. We've learned through all of these trials and tribulations how to get the best out of our staff, so we can manage our wages costs effectively as well. So, they're typically a lot of the things that the franchise sector is being challenged around at the moment. And I think that's what ourselves and a lot of leaders in the sector have got right.
Yes.
So the things that are attracting people. I think, having been franchisor of the year twice, we take that seriously, and we think that demonstrates that we have a proven track record.
And the continual search for excellence and support.
As a brand these days, you've got to be constantly evolving. Technology is just coming at us 1,000 miles an hour. So, and it's wonderful to be part of the pool industry as it grows like that.
Right, wonderful. Well, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Andy Reid from Poolwerx, the Chief Development Officer. Thank you for your time. I'm Mark Fernandez, and this has been Franchising with Fernandez.